What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I thought that I would come and talk about my magic mushroom trip. Okay, yes, your girl did shrooms, and what I got up out of it was it was a message that I really needed. Like, that is really still in my head today, like it's in full effect, and it's like it was just meant for me to hear. Okay, being on shrooms can be a good thing. Okay, I'm not here to promote it or anything of that matter, promote the drug use of that. Or I really don't really want to consider it a drug, because I don't think it's a drug, just like how weed isn't a drug. Okay, don't let these people, okay, take y'all up into that mindset on actual medicine and the actual drugs. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You got to use your mind on that. But I took shrooms for the first time. Let's hop off into this trip of mine. So I have here my journal that I am going to be reading out of. I wrote the things down that I do want to pinpoint that was very important to me and the messages that I got from this trip. Okay, and I did not take a lot of it. It was just enough for me. I did not take it alone. Of course, it was three of us who took it, and everything was perfect. The setting was perfect, the vibe was perfect, everything was nice. We were very relaxed, it was all nice. So I do recommend that taking it with people who you are comfortable with and who you trust are very important, so you don't have a bad trip, because a lot of people tend to have a bad trip when they are around people who they do not trust, who they don't really know, and that ain't right, because this is something that should be enjoyable, and it is quite beautiful. I would like to say, as we go off into this, is I actually set an intention. So before I took the shrooms, I was actually on YouTube and Googling about it like days before, because I knew that I was going to take it with my friends. So I was looking at and reading how people set an intention and they actually got back what they set out, and I thought that that was like something very powerful. So I set an intention, and then I did get it answered. I did get the answers that I put out in the intention and things like that. It was just pretty much, what do I need to take in heed, right? These things that I am afraid of, this fear, right? I need to take something in heed that's going to help me heal and things like that, right? So that is what I did. So setting an intention was the best thing ever. I said it actually days before, of course, and way before I took the shrooms, and like some hours before I took it, because I knew exactly what I wanted. So that was the only thing on my mind. And as I had it inside of my hand, I kind of did a prayer up over it, and then I spoke up over it with the intention, and then I took it. Now I can say that it was very nasty. Like, what's that stuff that they have up in the church? When you got to take that little bread thing with the cranberry juice, right? So it tasted like that, and it was so disgusting, but whatever. Ugh. So as I'm taking it, I was pretty nervous, but at the same time, I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? I need to snap up out of this. I'm around people who are beautiful souls, and I love them and I trust them and things like that. So can nothing go wrong? And nothing did go wrong. It was all lovely. Let's really hop into it, right? So I really began to feel something when my stomach began to hurt. I really thought that I was tripping then, like not like tripping, right? But like what is going on? What is this doing to my body? So my friend is like, well, it has to break down in your system. And I was getting so nervous because I do have a chronic gastritis, so I thought that it will kind of like harm my digestive tract a bit, and just do some things in there that I don't need to be done. Okay, I'm not trying to be hurt or be in pain, right? So it didn't last long, but that part was very uncomfortable. So I kept on saying like, okay, well, how long is it going to take to to kick in. So my friend, he took it like a couple of times already, and he was like about 30 minutes to 40 minutes, but it really do all depends on the dose that you take, right? I took a small dose. So I started to feel things about maybe like 20-25 minutes later. I got so goofy, you guys. It was so funny. I can't even explain it. Like, it was so funny because it's like nothing is funny, right? Like, you're just looking out and everything is funny, right? So I remember being next to my friend and I'm looking at him and like he I'm sorry. And he looked like Craig from Friday. So you know when Craig and Smoking, when they had smoked, but it was Craig his first time smoking. And so when I looked over, it was like the way that Craig was like, you know, all in smoky face. That's how he looked, and I bust out laughing. I have never laughed that hard. I was crying tears. I'm like, bro, you look just like him. Like, it was so freaking funny. I cannot make this up. So that whole time I was just being so goofy. I feel like that is the first stage, and that is the goofy stage where everything around you is totally funny. So after the goofy stage, I remember seeing a bit of colors. You know, you begin to see the colors on the TV screens. They are enhancing, and my friend actually has a black light, so I'm looking at the black light and the TV is right under the black light. So it's like these colors are connecting. You know, they're blue, and then the colors from the TV, they're red. The characters are standing out more. It's almost like you can actually touch them, your hand just go through them or something like that. But it was beautiful. It was so beautiful and weird. I have never seen colors look so beautiful. You will stare. It was times I would just stare at the wall and everything will like tend to like be right in front of me. My friend has art on his wall, and on his closet doors it's like different kinds of cartoon characters, you know, like that. So everything was popping out, you know, just it was just so extravagant, but it was so beautiful, you know. And so we just, I don't know, after that I began to chill. I was relaxing, you know, my body, and this is something, my body got loose, you guys. Like, I felt like I had so much stress up on me. Like, I have been totally stressed out. I've been exhausted. I was having a lot of tension on me, on my shoulders, you know, and everything just dropped. It literally dropped from my body. My body began to feel loose. Like, if my hand is like this, it was just going like this. My body, I just wanted to lay down, but it felt so good because it felt like I can actually relax, almost like as if I have never had the time to really relax, right? And give my body the time to relax. So for me, it felt good. Like, I've never felt so good to feel loose. So now this is when everything changed for me. Let go. This is something that came to me out of nowhere. I'm just sitting and I'm watching cartoons, you know, just watching all of the colors, you know, and hands all around the room, just in a calm space. I'm chilling until let go came to my head. And that was the only thing that I know that was inside of me for quite a minute, right? And when you are on shrooms, time, look, time is an illusion. Period. Okay, I feel like that we rush time in life instead of actually enjoying it. But when you're on shrooms, you can actually enjoy the time, the existence, right? You existing in time, right? So it was really beautiful. But the time, it was going by so slow. So I just remember like sitting, and then a let go came, and it was like you just have to let go of everything, you know. Stop holding on to everything that does not serve you. If someone or some place or something does not make you happy, it is time to let go. Why are you afraid, right? Why are you afraid? Why are you in such fear about picking up your shit and walking away? I began to say these things aloud, and my friends were like, damn, like, you like, bruh, That's some real shit, right? You know, because it is hard to just let go of things, right? You know, and it's hard to just walk away from things that you love. It's hard to walk away from things that you have committed yourself to. This is land. Hard to walk away from things that you have put a lot of effort in and a lot of time in. These people, relationships, right? These things and places. It can be hard. Sometimes you have to walk away for your own sanity, for your own health, right? You have to heal yourself. It's time for you to heal. And that's the only thing that kept on repeating inside of my head. And I just remember like sitting down so quietly, trying to bring myself back to reality almost, you know, and think about the things that I need to walk away from, but I couldn't. You just need to listen and you need to enjoy this trip, right? Don't get yourself worked up all inside of these thoughts, right? Just continue to enjoy it and listen. Enjoy and listen. And that is what I did. But when I tell you guys the let go part, it really hit something for me because I have personally been holding on to so much stuff, and I feel like that's why I was so tense, that's why I was so stressed, and that's why I enjoyed my body being so loose. Y'all, it was just a relief to me because I felt like whoever had put that inside of my head, whoever was speaking to me, they understood me. It was like they felt the pain that I was enduring, the pain that was sitting on my heart. You know what I'm saying? And it was just such a powerful testimony within that small time. And I'm like, bro, I just have to let go. I'm steady holding on to shit that doesn't serve me no good, that is only hindering my happiness. I'm not happy. It was just like, bro, this is crazy. That is when I knew that these shrooms, man, it was the best thing ever that I have ever did, that I have ever took, that I have ever consumed. Moving along, we're going to move along. So me and my friends, we decided to go outside. I was holding on to my friend and he's walking me outside. And when we got outside, it was so beautiful. Like, okay, so I don't see visualizations that they see because they have took more, but what I see and what I feel is beautiful, right? The trees were moving so peacefully and just like waving back and forth, like so peacefully, not bothering anybody. Like not bothering anybody. It made me realize being outside, the fresh air, how beautiful life is and how existing is something that you shouldn't take for granted. You should just live life. It's just time to live life. So being outside and getting that fresh air and seeing how the trees are moving and seeing how my friends are smiling and having a good time, it was something that I've always wanted, you know, just to be living, right, and not have any type of worries, right? So I really enjoyed it. Now being outside, I think that's when I began to feel a little bit of woozy. So as I said before, the shrooms, you know, they have to digest in your system, and I do have gastritis. So I actually ate some pizza the day before and it never really fully digested in my system. Now this is where you can mess up, okay? You need to eat some healthy food before you put that inside of your system because it ain't going to sit right. I actually threw up. Like my body was just too loose up at the time, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't feel good, you know, I'm gonna go and lay down. They had went back outside, so I'm just laying down up on the couch, you know, and I'm just steadily watching cartoons. I'm still enjoying the scenery, you know, I'm enjoying the walls and the art, I'm enjoying the black light, right? I'm enjoying the cartoons up on the TV because you guys, the colors, I can't not stress that enough. Like the colors were really beautiful. All of a sudden, my friend, he comes back in and I tell him like, I don't feel good. So I'm sitting up and I'm just like, yo, like something is happening to me. So my stomach began to growl. And so we went inside of the bathroom and out of nowhere, I threw up. So why? I threw up because of the pizza, but it took the mushrooms inside of my system to help that so that I can throw up. So I did appreciate it at that time too, because if it wasn't for the shrooms, the pizza would have still been sitting up on me. At the same time, I felt like it was all worth it. I felt like it was all worth it. I began to feel so light. I felt a relief. I felt good. Now this is the part where it hit me really hard. I felt like this was when I was kind of going down, but I was still at the peak. Like it was like, this is the peak, but I'm sloping down, right? And this is where my emotions begin to hit hard. So as I said that, I went in with the intention of wanting to know what I need to take in heed. I needed to know some things that I needed to take in heed for me to heal better, right? What came about was me not really liking the idea of being alone. Guys, I cried. I began to cry, saying I really don't like being alone. I say this all the time that, I need my space, which is I love my space, but I don't always need it for so long. And it's just, I never have anybody inside of my space as well. Like, okay, I love to have my space, but I like to have somebody in my space with me, right? As long as I'm getting my space. You know what I'm saying? I've been this way since I was a little girl. I've never really engaged with a lot of people. I wasn't the type of person to have a lot of friends. I didn't have a lot of friends. I was never the person to be inside of a clique or a gang, and it was just something that hit hard. It was like, you don't like to be alone, like it's okay to cry and let that out now. I wish that I had friends, with me at times who would love to do things with me. I go out and I do things alone, but I never had a person to call to meet me. I never had a person to come and chill with, right? Or go to the park with. I never did. I never really thought about it like that. I never did, but I did know that before the shroom trip, I used to always say like, man, like I'm getting tired of doing things alone. I wish that I had friends. I probably cried for about 7 to 10 minutes straight. I really, thought about some things like I need to stop shutting people out too, because it comes times when I'm feeling sad, when I'm feeling low, I tend to shut everybody out. But the thing is, people have always done me that exact way. So it was like the things that people have done, it projected onto me. And now this is me and I'm living like this, but I don't like to be alone. I'm a fun fucking person. I love to go out. I love to explore. I'm an Aquarius, okay? I love to be in nature. Being in nature is everything. After my tears fell, after I kind of took in heed that, because it was just what I needed to know, I knew that a change needed to happen. So I began to go down from the trip. And as I'm coming down from the trip, I really began to see life differently in that moment. And it's just things that I need to work on. So I was thinking about the things that I needed to let go. And I am still working on those things today, especially today. Okay, I have really been emotional probably ever since that shroom trip. But I think it is needed to happen because I feel like I am releasing a lot of emotions. I am releasing a lot of tension, a lot of stress out of my body. Things that I have been holding on to for many of years and I'm not finished. So when I say that the shroom trip really has helped me in ways, I don't know when I'm going to do it again. It is no rush. When I take it, I really want to get something from it. I just don't want to be tripping just to be tripping. But when I trip, I want it to be a good trip, and I want it to be something that I need to take in heed for my sanity, okay, for my health, for my journey, okay. And now I am ready to start my journey. I just honestly, I just enjoyed that. I can't even explain the things that I seen, the words that I heard. And this is something that I thought that was very creative. After I cried a bit, just to kind of lay down, because at this time it's almost about like 10, 11 o'clock at night. It's late at night, right? So I began to close my eyes a bit, and I would see these triangles. I would see these shapes and these patterns, and they were different colors. Thought that it was really beautiful. So even when you try to run away from your trip, when you close your eyes, you're still going to see something. That's really all that I have here. I thought that I would come on here and share you guys my first mushroom trip. It wasn't like a long one. I pretty much would say that my trip lasted about 3 hours to 3.5 hours. It was a beautiful trip, you know, and I don't regret it, you know. I don't regret not taking more as well. I think that the amount that I took was perfect for me. It was very special. It was special, and it was something that I did need to hear, things that I needed to take in heed, and things that I really needed to pay attention to that I ran away from. And it's like now I'm like, man, what is fear? What is fear? Fear is an illusion. Time is an illusion. Because life is within us. We are living already. We, as people, we are writing our story. No, I do not think that life is already written. We are writing it right now. So I thought that I would just say that because that has been sticking with me for some time now. Be sure to subscribe if you have not already. If you are new here, please do so and join the family. And also like the video. That would make me smile too. Without any further ado, I'm going to get on up out of here. I'm thinking about making some lavender and chamomile tea. I think that's how you said it. Is it chamomile? I love that tea. It's your girl, Jacayla Brown, and I'm out, you guys. Peace.